Hi everyone, I'm Pat Prokop. Welcome to Heavenly Backyard Gardening. Now, if you watched my previous video on how to protect your garden from frost and freezing weather, this is the follow-up. Now, the temperature that night dropped to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. That was March 13th. That's 3 degrees below 0 Celsius for you Celsius fans. While the second night it dropped down to 34 degrees, or 1 degree above 0 Celsius. But we had a lot of frost. That 27 degree night, though, hit the garden hard, as I was expecting about 30 degrees. But I did cover up most of the plants that I wanted to protect and mulched the others, and then left the rest alone. Well, here are the results. The tomato plants did just fine. I placed a double layer of sheets over them, and that did the trick. They were a bit leggy when I uncovered them after the second cold night, and now are looking strong. Same thing about the green bush beans. I placed a double layer of sheets over them. Some did get some burnt leaves, but overall, they too all survived. The potatoes did fine as well. Remember, I hoed soil, not dirt, up in and around the emerging plants and placed a sheet over the taller, earlier growth. They are looking good, but so are those weed seeds that sprouted. Oh well, more hoeing to do. I guess you can't count on the weather to take out everything you want, like the weeds. Nonetheless, I did not cover the cauliflower or broccoli because, once again, I was only expecting it to drop to about 30 degrees in my garden, but it actually dropped to 27. Now, the cauliflower, it looks to be a total loss. But the broccoli, even though it was bitten harshly, should survive and bounce back. I'm already seeing new growth in all the broccoli plants. Now, I did plant some kale in and around the cauliflower area yesterday, so don't grade them. The cucumbers, they didn't make it. I mulched them up with a mixture of composted pine straw, but the freeze made it through the straw and it killed the seedlings. The good news, I had backups, and I planted a few of those already, and also planted more seeds, so I should be fine later on this spring with some of those delicious, yummy cukes. In the Heavenly Backyard Flower Garden, it appears all survived. Most of the daylilies don't even appear to have been affected. There are some burnt leaves, but no real damage. On the morning of the frost, I did spray the plants with a strong stream of water to wash off all the frost. Now, it's important that if frost does form on your plants, is to not let it melt off. The process of melting is a phase change from a solid, which is the frost, to a liquid, which is water or dew, or even gas, a vapor. The process draws 80 calories of heat per gram of frost that melts. A lot of that heat is drawn from the cell membranes of the plant, which in turn kills them. The irises are fine, as they are quite cold hardy and will soon be sending up new scapes. The ornamental bananas, on the other hand, they were not very happy at all, as you can see. The freeze didn't kill them, but all those leaves need to be cut off the plants. New growth is already being seen. What about those snapdragons? They are somewhat cold hardy, but 27 degrees, that was a bit much. Now, that didn't kill them, but it did burn a lot of the blossoms. Good news, though, they'll bounce back and be in bloom within a couple of weeks. I do have some hanging berbergia. They didn't seem to mind at all. I left them alone, and the only issue I see with them are some brown to yellow tips on the leaves. The flowers, though, they look fine. Also, I didn't attend to these geraniums or wax begonias, and other than a few burnt leaves, they too look just fine. Here in my zone, coastal Georgia, usually I plant my tomatoes on or after St. Patrick's Day, which was yesterday. As I mentioned in the first video, a good gardener likes to gamble. I did lose some, but there was a lot that survived, so I should be getting an earlier and a spread out harvest of vegetables this spring into early summer. On the issue of potatoes, it's been said to wait until Good Friday to plant, but that will be just too late this year, as that won't be until April 15th. That'll work further north, but it'll be getting too hot here to wait until then. The other saying is to only plant potatoes during a waning gibbous moon. Well, last night the moon was full. It was the warm moon of March, and now it's beginning to wane, and it'll be gibbous for the next 7 nights. So perhaps I should plant more potatoes. Happy gardening to you. Yeah, if you like these videos, please feel free to subscribe. I do a lot of videos on astronomy on this channel. It's the Heavenly Backyard Astro channel. It's also the Heavenly Backyard Gardening channel, and as well as I do some weather reports when the weather gets serious across our area. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe, and also if you like the video, hit the like button at the bottom. I appreciate it.